Bonsoir! Welcome to Laura and Antonio's virtual jazz club. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for our Pieces of Paris album release concert. We have been looking forward to this for such a long time. We took a trip to Paris last summer, and while we were there, we actually started thinking about doing this album. And so it's been a journey of several months of composing all the music and, of course, recording it, doing all the recording engineering and everything that goes into making an album. And we are so excited to be celebrating it with you tonight, finally, after all of our hard work. And by work, we mean work that is very fun. Thank you for joining us. We'd like to thank all of our patrons out there who have made this virtual jazz club possible for us. We appreciate your support so much. And without further ado, we are going to start playing through the music from this album. And of course, the album is available right now for download from lauradubin.com. There's a link right in the video that will take you directly to the product page of this album. And so we hope that you will do that either at some point during the concert or afterward if you'd like to wait till then. But we are so excited to share it with you. So in the summer of 2019, Antonio and I took an unforgettable trip to Paris, and we fell so deeply in love with the city that we simply had to record an album about it. These compositions draw inspiration from many facets of Paris: the sights, the sounds, the art, the food, and of course, the city of light itself.
Pour yourself a glass of wine, grab a baguette, and enjoy this musical journey through the most beautiful city in the world.
So our first piece on the album is called Portrait of Paris, and this is the first piece I composed after we returned from our trip, and the entire composition just flowed out of my fingers in 10 minutes or less, and I immediately knew that this was the piece that was meant to sum up the magical feeling of Paris itself, and every time we play this piece, we are transported back there. That tune was called Portrait of Paris, and that is the first song from the album. And something I forgot to mention was that these videos that you are seeing up here on the wall are actually part of what you will get with the album download. So this is the first time that we've ever done this. We've got the digital album, the audio tracks available, and the download also includes all these videos which have the audio in them, and so that way you'll see them better. I know you can see them up on the screen now, but of course you will see them even more clearly on your own computer or mobile device. And the album also comes with a PDF download of the liner notes, which is actually what we are reading now as we introduce each piece. And those notes also have lots of great photos. So this album has just like a little bit of everything. We're so excited about it. This next piece is called The Left Bank, and the left bank refers to the south side of the Seine River, which flows directly through the center of Paris.
Sorry.
Oh, I think it's because the video ended.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry about that. The left bank refers to the left side of the Seine River, and it's the left side in relation to the direction in which the river flows. And historically, this was a section of Paris where many artists, musicians, writers, and philosophers lived, and its legacy and beauty can certainly still be seen and felt today.
You may have heard the phrase, strolling along the left bank. And that's exactly what this piece of music is meant to sound like.
called the Left Bank, and that is actually the part of Paris where we stayed when we went there, so we have so many wonderful memories of that area of Paris. Next, we'd like to play a piece called Louvre Groove, and I just had to write a piece with that title just because that's such a great title. The Louvre Museum is the largest art museum in the entire world. The museum is home to over 35,000 works of art, including its most famous resident, Mona Lisa. Needless to say, it was impossible for us to see everything in the museum in one day, which gives us all the more incentive to take another trip to Paris in the future.
The style of this piece was inspired by the pianist Bob Powell, who incidentally lived in Paris for several years.
That was called Louvre Groove. And we're going to take a real quick break just to read through some of the comments. And normally we read through the comments once in the middle of the performance and then one more time at the end. Tonight, since our concert is a little bit longer, we're actually going to read through the comments twice throughout the performance and then one more time at the end. And I know there are a lot of people who are just tuning in now. So first of all, welcome to our virtual jazz club and our Pieces of Paris album release concert. The album is officially available for download right now, exclusively from lauradubin.com, and there is a link right in the video which will take you directly to that page on my website with that product. And if you're watching on YouTube, just click on the arrow underneath the video if you don't see the link, and that is where you'll find it. And we are so excited about it. We've also got a couple of brand new things. I mentioned the videos. Part of this album is having a video download as well as the audio. And for the first time, we are also offering download gift cards. So when you are on the page of that website, you'll see an option to send the download to someone else as a gift. And if you click there, you'll just see the instructions. And that's a great way to send someone the gift of music, even though there aren't physical copies of the CD this time.
And always, if you have any questions, please, we're always happy to help.
Absolutely. And if anybody needs help with the download, please let us know. It should be pretty straightforward. It works easily from a computer or any mobile device. On an iPhone or probably on an Android phone as well, when you purchase the album, and then on the next screen, after you complete your purchase, you will be taken to a screen where you will see all the files that you can download. And you can either download them right there, or you can check your email. You'll get a receipt for your purchase, and you can also download them directly from there. You can feel free to do the download on another device, not necessarily the device that you purchased the album on. But if you want to download the files on your phone, you can simply save to files. So when you click on each file, it might give you different options. You can save to your files and then play them right there, or you can open them with another music app like VLC if you happen to have that. But yes, please reach out if you have any questions about the download or anything else on the website. All right, I see my Uncle David's watching. Hey, Uncle David.
Uncle
Thanks
David,
so much for
thank
watching.
you.
Yay, we're so glad you could be here. Rosa, hi Rosa, thank you for watching.
Thank you, Rosa.
Betsy and Maggie are both watching. Hi Betsy and hi Maggie.
Betsy and Maggie,
thank you for watching.
Welcome to the party.
Yeah. Linda, hey Linda, thanks so much for watching.
Thank you, Linda.
She says, I'm waltzing around the house imagining being in Paris. Yay, that's exactly what we were hoping would happen. Wonderful compositions, congratulations. So happy that you got that trip in before the world got sick. Thank you both.
Whoa.
I can't tell you how many times we have had that conversation in the last 3 months. Like, thank God we went to Paris when we did, because who knows how long it's going to be before we can safely travel again. So we're really, really grateful and feel lucky that we decided to go when we did.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And not everybody knows this, but we actually took that trip last summer. We had a milestone anniversary, and we each had birthdays. So my birthday is August 9th, Antonio's birthday is August 19th, and our anniversary is right in the middle on the 16th. And since it was kind of a milestone year with our anniversary and one of our 2 birthdays, we decided what better way to celebrate than going to Paris. My Aunt Margie is watching. Hi, Margie, and hi, Ross. Thank you so much
Maggie
for watching.
And Ross.
Great to have you here. Cecile, hey, Cecile. Thank you for watching.
It's great to have you here.
This is just the best, she says. And we're going to have you back here again soon. I know if any of you were not here on the night that our friend Cecile joined us virtually on this screen, you missed out, but we definitely are going to have her back again. So we will let you know when that happens again.
Thank you, Cecile.
Yeah,
thank you for watching.
thank you,
Thank you
Cecile.
for being with us, singing and sharing your beautiful draws and
Yes.
art. And we love you. Thank you.
Absolutely. David Richards. Hey, David and Margot. Thank you for watching.
Thank
Great
you.
to have you here. It says, hi, Laura and Antonio. Remember the party we played a few months ago?
Oh, yeah.
Back when the world was a different place. It seems like it was a lifetime ago, even though it was just in the winter, maybe a month or 2 before all this happened.
Yeah. Oh, my God. It was a great party.
Yeah,
thank you.
it really
Thank you very
was.
much for inviting us, and thank you for sharing with us today.
Yeah, thank you for being here tonight. Robert Neno. Hey, Robert. He says, oh my gosh, the Shakespeare and Company, my favorite espresso stop each day. Yeah. Is there a Shakespeare and Company in Rochester? So that he must have seen that photo up there during the left bank. Shakespeare and Company is a famous bookshop in Paris, which actually sells books that are written in English. And I know there's another one in New York. The one in Paris was the original one. But I'm wondering, Robert, is there one here in Rochester also? Because that would be really cool.
Or is he in France? Is he in
Robert
Paris?
Neno. Actually, you know what? Now that you mentioned it, I think maybe he is outside of Rochester. I'm getting our audience locations mixed
Exactly.
up. Robert, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Robert.
Yeah. Ben Farrick. Hey, Ben. Thank you for watching. It was so great to see you on Zoom last week. He's another Gold Company friend
Very
I
nice.
was chatting with last week. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, Ben. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Great to have you here.
Siobhan. Hey, Siobhan. She says, I'm louving and grooving. Oh, my God. I love it. That should be like the alternate title for that.
Exactly. Thank you, Siobhan. Thank you for joining us today.
Your mom says, love it. Thank you, Ma. Muchas
Gracias, Ma.
Thank you for watching. Karen, get it. Hey, Karen. Thanks so much for joining us. She says, this is just fabulous. Congratulations on putting your new music out in the world. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you so much.
Mike and Carol, hey. Thanks so much for coming.
Mike and yes.
Giglia.
Nice.
Yeah, they say, congratulations, Laura and Antonio, on the release of your original new album. You truly captured the spirit, beauty, and romance of Paris. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for listening.
They were actually the ones who loaned us that guidebook before we went to Paris. So
Oh,
we got a lot of mileage out of that book as we were planning the trip.
Yes.
Joanne, it was so great talking to you today. Thanks so much for being
Thank
here.
you, Joanne. Thank you so much for joining us today.
She says, hola, wow, what fabulous music. So upbeat. Glad to know two very talented people. Thank you. We're so glad to know you as well.
It's great to have you.
Deanna's watching. Hola, Deanna.
Hola, Diana. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. All right. Oh, Robert Nunna was talking about the one in Paris. Yeah.
In Paris. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right, so we're going to come back to this again a few songs from now, but now we're going to get back to the music. So I think you'll introduce this piece.
All right.
It's called
the next
Monet's
piece
Garden.
is
Sorry.
Monet's Garden. We took a trip to Giverny. It's a town just outside of Paris. We went to visit the Claude Monet former's home and gardens. The property is maintained by the Foundation of Claude Monet. And walking through the gorgeous garden truly felt like walking through the Monet's painting.
It really did. And the day before our trip to Giverny, we had seen Monet's famous water lily paintings at the Muséum de l'Orangerie in Paris. And it was really special to see the actual water lilies the next day when we went to Monet's garden. And this piece has a bit of the flavor of Claude Debussy's piece called First Arabesque. And that is because I always sensed a connection between Debussy and Monet. And actually, they're both named Claude. And they were both artists during the Impressionist period. And whenever I listen to Debussy, I see Monet paintings in my mind. And whenever I see a Monet painting, I hear Debussy. So this piece is a little bit inspired by that. That was called Monet's Garden. Our next piece is called Les Canapés, and one of the highlights of our trip was performing at a lovely restaurant and music venue called Les Canapés in a suburb of Paris called Gif-sur-Yvette. And this piece is dedicated to the owner of Les Canapés, Gwendol Wiron, who invited us to come, I hope I pronounced it correctly, who invited us to come perform there. It was truly one of our most memorable performances ever. And Gwendol invited so many people to come see us. The place was completely full, standing room only. And it was such an attentive audience. Everybody was so attentive, but also so enthusiastic about our music. And it was just so wonderful and so special to feel that way in another country. It was our first time there. So it was just such a wonderful evening.
Yeah. Plus the beautiful reception and food.
Absolutely.
Delicious food that they give us.
Delicious food. I believe Gwendol's wife is the chef there, and everything was homemade and just so delicious.
And that little town is
so beautiful. Yeah. Really. And also, the photos that you will see here behind us were taken by a wonderful photographer named Bruno Charavet, who we met at the performance that night. He specializes in jazz photography, so we could certainly use him here in Rochester because there are always many wonderful photographers at our jazz festival, which is not happening right now, but hopefully in the future it'll be back again. called Le Canopy, and that is named after a wonderful venue of that name where we played, and that's dedicated to the owner, Gwendol Wiron. I also forgot to mention that Gwendol actually connected us with a fabulous bass player named Duylin Nguyen, who played with us that night. Gwendol invited him just with the idea of maybe having him sit in with on a couple tunes with us, but we ended up just inviting him to play the entire concert with us because he was just such a wonderful and solid bass player. So much fun to play with him, and it was really a testament to the spontaneity of jazz that we just did a concert like that with someone who we literally met moments before we performed.
Yeah, definitely. Music is the universal language.
Absolutely.
I think we were talking, but we were speaking each other in English.
English and Spanish. I think his wife was from Spain.
His wife was from Spain.
We were speaking a little bit of a different language.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was very nice.
And he's, I think he was born in Vietnam and then lived in Paris most of his life.
Yeah.
It's a very international
nice.
mix.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next composition is called A Moveable Feast. And this piece is named after Ernest Hemingway's memoir of the same title, which documented his life in Paris during the 1920s. And one of his quotes from the book is, "If you are lucky enough to have lived in Paris as a young man, then wherever you go for the rest of your life, it stays with you, for Paris is a movable feast."
This piece is also an ode to the best meals we ever had in our life, which we truly enjoyed every single night in the trip.
If you haven't had dinner yet, I highly recommend grabbing a bite to eat right now and enjoying it while we're playing this tune, because the pictures are going to make you very, very hungry. They're going to make me hungry too. I'm going to try not to look. bet you're all hungry now. That was called A Moveable Feast. And we're going to take another real quick break. I'm going to read through some of the new comments here. I see that there are a lot of comments popping up. So let's see here. By the way, if Robert Neno is still watching, just when we started playing again, I remembered, of course, that we had already talked about the fact that you had also taken a couple trips to Paris. I think he took a trip maybe earlier in 2019, so just a few months before we were there. So we're really hoping we can meet you in person someday and share all of our stories, because I bet we could just talk for hours and hours about everything that happened there. All right, let's see where I left off here. Betsy says, "Hi, Laura and Antonio. Wonderful music. Love all of them. Thank you." Oh, Bruno's watching. Hey, Bruno. It's very late in France. Merci beaucoup.
Bonjour.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, Bruno.
Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you for your pictures.
Absolutely. They're so beautiful. And it looks like if anybody wants to see his pictures up close, because obviously on the projection screen it's a bit light, our friend Bruno has left an album link right in the comments here. Looks like maybe there are 2 links. We highly recommend you check them out. His photos are beautiful. And I think maybe, Bruno, on your website, you've got even more photos of different jazz musicians.
Yes, he's sharing in Facebook a lot of pictures, and we always enjoy it. Thank you, Bruno. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching, especially
because... Great to have you here. Yeah.
What time is it in Paris right now? Like 3 in the
7
morning?
hours.
Are they
6 yeah. Exactly.
You're a night owl, just like me.
This is great, Bruno. Thank you.
Yeah. Nancy Corneliuson says, "Loved it." Thank you, Nancy. Thank you so much for watching. Cecile says, "This is easily my favorite live stream you guys have done so far." Oh my gosh! Except for the one that we did together, because that is definitely one of our favorites as well. Thank you, Cecile.
Oh.
Cindy and Dave Boyer. Hey, Cindy. Hey,
Yay.
Dave. Thank you for watching. And I also saw, Dave, just before we started playing, I saw that you had shared this concert on Facebook, announcement about it. So thank you so much for letting all your friends and family know. Cindy says, yeah. Cindy says there must be some place in Rochester that delivers escargot, crepes, and creme brulee.
Oh,
if you ever find out about a place, please call us and let us know.
And that souffle, the classic French souffle,
the Grand Marnier.
Oh
my gosh!
If there is some place here, please let me know.
We haven't gotten to that part of the video.
We didn't get there.
I'm gonna play it. So, in fact, let me plug this in real quick because I want them to hear this.
Well,
I'm not sure how well it's gonna.
Laura was doing a great job doing all this planning for the trip. Literally every day we were looking for different places.
Different places.
There is me.
There you are. Let me get my volume up. So this is a Grand Marnier souffle, which was the kind of special dessert at a restaurant where we ate. I think it was called Chez du Monet. And let's see if you'll hear what Antonio says here. I gotta turn this on.
This is heaven.
Said this is heaven, just in case it didn't come out so well. All right, let's see where I left off. Siobhan says, "A round of creme brulee for all my friends." Yeah.
Creme brulee, yay.
We have a new listener, Mike. What is it? Wizard or Wizard? Wizard with a Y. It's a very cool name. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us.
Nice to meet you.
Donna, hey Donna, merci for watching. I know Donna speaks French.
Oh.
Thank you for watching, Donna. She says, "I wonder if you both cook." Yes, I love cooking. She says, "Have you tried French food recipes, and do you eat lots of Mexican food, international foods?" We do sometimes.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not very good at cooking Mexican food because I definitely feel like your side of the family, especially your mom, makes the best Mexican food, and I never feel like I can quite live up to that. So, I make kind of like my own version of tacos. They're not quite authentic.
I can tell you they are very good.
French, I've been wanting to try my hand at some French food. Ever since we took this trip, it's one of those things where the food was just so incredible that I feel like anything that I make, if I tried to make it like that, it just wouldn't be quite the same.
Just even simple things like when we did this kind of picnic in the Eiffel Tower, and in the other garden, Luxembourg garden.
Luxembourg Gardens, yes.
We just took.
That's a park on the left.
There is a place called Paul's, which in France is considered like a fast food.
Right.
But honestly, it's so
like
good.
Gourmet fast food.
Yes.
So Paul, that's the name of this this kind of cafe. It's a chain. There's all different Paul's cafes all across Paris. Kind of like when you go to New York and there's a Starbucks like every other street corner. That's what this Paul is like, except it's really like just gourmet takeout picnic food. We had so many great meals.
I think it's because it's a bakery.
Yeah.
And they made
And
obviously
restaurant.
they own baguettes in a variety.
Yeah.
And then you can choose whatever cheese you want and some wine and strawberries.
Oh my God, I'm getting so hungry again.
And we just go to the garden and it was amazing. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Those were also, I remember distinctly those strawberries, just like strawberries in a little cup. They were the best strawberries I ever had.
Plus
So
the other
sweet.
fancy dishes like beef bourguignon that
Yes.
we love it and
Oh my
all
gosh,
of that.
yeah.
Well,
Robert says, definitely let's share stories one day. And we should share those stories over some baguette and pastries.
Yeah, exactly.
Lynn Buellman is watching. Hey, Lynn, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, Lynn.
Great to have you here. We miss you. Oh, Dave Richards said, hope you enjoyed Bertillon ice cream. I think we did. That was there were several of those ice cream vendors across the city. I think that was one place where we got ice cream one day. We had ice cream from a few different places. That name is definitely familiar. I think we did. We definitely got that one day. It was the island in the middle of the city.
Okay.
Which is called the Cité. I think we had that ice cream right there. That might have been the original one.
Yeah,
The
when we
original
were
ice cream
walking,
place.
we were through this bridge.
Yes.
It wasn't behind
That
to the
crosses over.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, exactly.
And all
Yeah.
that place. Yeah.
It's taking us a while to remember some specific moments because we were actually there for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
And
it was great.
every day was just an adventure. And so trying to remember sometimes details from specific days or specific meals, they're kind of melding together in my mind.
That's what this project of music, I think, even just for us, is just a reminder of every single thing. And
Yeah, every experience that we had there.
Exactly.
It was a very emotional project for us. And
Yes,
so,
it is. And thank you for
Yeah.
sharing.
Yes, thank you so
much.
much. My dad's watching. Hey, Dad!
Thank you, Jan.
Can't wait to see you tomorrow on Father's Day. Yay! Siobhan says, I've got Julia Child's Master in the Art of French Cooking if you want to have a go. I've actually got a copy of that as well, although I have to admit I haven't cooked anything from there yet. It's kind of like a daunting cookbook, but I'm going to try someday. We should actually do it together once this quarantine is over. That would be so fun.
Thank you, Siobhan.
Yeah. I love that movie, Julie and Julia.
Julia and Julia.
That really made me want to cook. And that made me want to go to France even more. I think last time we watched it was before
Meryl
we
Streep
took the trip.
is very good in that
Yeah,
movie.
she was born to play Julia Child.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to get back to the music now. We have a few pieces left. And of course, for any new listeners who are just tuning in, you can download the album from lauraduma.com. There's a link right in the video here, which will take you directly to that product page. This next piece is called Notre Dame Still Standing. And this piece of music is both minor and major to reflect both the tragedy of the fire that took place at Notre Dame in 2019, as well as the resilience of the cathedral for still standing in spite of its wounds. At the time of our trip, the area surrounding Notre Dame was closed off to pedestrian traffic, but we still got a good view of the cathedral from across the river. That was called Notre Dame Still Standing. We've got just 2 more pieces to play for you, and this next one is named after a jazz club in Paris. The title of this is called Les Caveaux de la Huchette. As you walk down the stairs of the literal underground jazz club, Les Caveaux de la Huchette, you'll feel like you're slowly stepping into another era. There are several underground jazz clubs in Paris, hence the name Caveau or Cave, and this particular club has a certain magical vibe. People of all ages come to this club every night to dance to the live jazz music or just to sit on the wooden benches and listen to it. It warmed our hearts to see so many people enjoying and moving to the music. Even in the wee small hours of the morning on a weeknight, the place was packed. Yeah. We had such a great time enjoying the music at that jazz club one night while we were there that we wanted to write a piece about it.
Just be sure that it's not on.
Yeah, it's not. That was called Les Caveaux de la Huchette. Can't believe it, we've got just 1 tune left to play for you. But if you've enjoyed the music tonight, we certainly hope that you will download this album so that you can listen to it all the time. Once again, the link to download the album, Pieces of Paris, is right in the video here, so we hope that you will click there. There is also an option to purchase the download as a gift for someone else, and you'll see that option there right on the product page. If you click there, you'll find out the instructions on how that works. And if any of you have questions about the download, if you need any help with it, feel free to reach out. You can always just leave a comment here, or you can send me a Facebook message or email me through the contact form on my website. We'd be happy to help you out if you have any questions. Everything should be working smoothly, but I know everybody's got a different kind of computer or different device, so please reach out if you need any assistance or just have questions. So the last piece is called Montmartre, and that is the name of a village in the northern section of Paris, which sits at a very high elevation. Walking through Montmartre is quite a workout for your legs, as there are there are lots of hills and staircases that you have to climb up and down. However, when you get to the very top and you see the incredible views of the entire city, it made all that leg workout worth it. And this piece of music contains several passages of ascending chords, which are supposed to sound like an upward climb. And Montmartre was also famous for its art and its nightlife. I'm sure you've all heard of the Moulin Rouge. That is a nightclub in Montmartre, and many famous artists lived in Montmartre. Toulouse-Lautrec, who did paintings for the Moulin Rouge. Vincent van Gogh, we actually saw his apartment there, just the outside of it. Monet lived there for a period of time. So Montmartre is very famous for its art and its history of artists and nightlife. So we hope you enjoy this last piece, and we're going to read through the comments one more time after this. So if you'd like to leave a comment now, we will say hello to you afterward.
You can get it if you really want.
Let me tell that story real quick. So one of our favorite movies, actually, there's also a connection.
Yeah, that's
one of our favorite movies is called Something's Gotta Give with Jack Nicholson and Diane Keaton, and there's unfortunately, Jack Nicholson's character has a heart attack in the movie, but when he's recovering, his doctor tells him that he should work up to climbing stairs. And so there's a scene of the movie where he's at the bottom of this big staircase, and that song, "You Can Get It If You Really Want," is playing. And so the entire day when we were in Montmartre, we were singing that song to each other, like every single time we climbed the hill or
Did you
stairs.
count the steps, right? Did you count it?
Maybe on one staircase there was there were
one
like
of
at
them,
least 100,
alright.
I think, on one particular staircase.
150 something.
Something like that.
It's just
yeah.
one part, but well.
Like I said, great workout for the legs.
It was great.
One, two, three, one. that is our album, Pieces of Paris. We hope you've enjoyed this musical journey through our favorite city. Maybe it's inspired you to take a trip to Paris someday. Maybe if you've been there before, you're seeing it or hearing it with new eyes. I think anybody who travels anywhere sees the same place through a totally different perspective, which is so beautiful and so cool. Yeah. All right. We're going to read through the comments one more time. I know there are some that I missed, and we're going to check YouTube as well. And once again, you can download the album by clicking on the link right in the video, and we certainly hope that you will, so that you can hear this music again. All right. See a few over here on YouTube. Jim Content. Hey, Jim. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Jim.
He said it's Paris night with Lori and Antonio. Yes. Thank you, Jim. Sruthi. Hey, Sruthi. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Sruthi.
She says, oh, thank you. She says, you're too modest. You're a fabulous cook. Thank you very much. Sruthi and I have cooked many meals together over the years. She says, wow, I loved the Louvre Groove. I thought it conveyed the excitement of being at the Louvre, but it's feeling a slight anxiousness to see everything and soak everything in. Oh my gosh, it's so true.
Exactly.
Thank you, Sruthi. That's a great observation. It's completely true. And also the Mona Lisa was like probably... It was beautiful to see, but as far as like amount of time we spent just getting there, that was probably not the most enjoyable part, because we had to stand in line for, I don't know, an hour almost just to get close to it. Or maybe it was like 30 minutes. It felt like an hour. They corral you like cattle through the line to see her.
It's interesting how the people wanted to take a picture more than actually watching.
Look at it. Yeah.
That is interesting in this time, but well, this is the world that we are living in.
We actually stood there and just looked at it when we were there. I did take a photo when we were standing in line, and I just zoomed, but when we were actually there, we both just were admiring it.
You can get much better pictures in any book or even in Google.
Yeah, more up
but
close.
watching, just being in front of that and trying to I don't know, to appreciate the magic of that piece, and not only the Mona Lisa, because honestly,
absolutely.
Of course, it's a beautiful piece of art, but the entire museum, just the museum,
the museum's a work of art.
Is a work of art.
Yeah,
and every single piece is really worth it to watching for at least 1 hour or more.
Absolutely. And you totally hit the nail on the head, Sruthi, because like, you know, when you're there for one day, on one hand you want to see everything, but you also want to, like you just said, really appreciate something, but at the same time we feel like a little bit anxious, like we feel like we should see as much as possible because we're there, you know.
Yes.
I like this username. Oh, Judy F, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Ethne. I apologize if I mispronounce it, but she says, wow, beautiful. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Great to have you here. I'm gonna head back over to Facebook. Let's see where I left off. Oh, the other part of the Something's Gotta Give story that we were talking about was that there's a part of that movie where Diane Keaton is raving about a restaurant in Paris called Le Grand Colbert. Yeah,
the roast chicken.
It's got the best roast chicken in the world, and
it is.
We had to go there because, you know, fictional character suggested it, and she was absolutely right. It was the best roast chicken in the world. Yes. That's also where we saw Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
We saw Elaine there.
We saw Elaine from Seinfeld in that restaurant. We might have told that story a few months ago, but I'm going to tell it again because we probably have new listeners out there. We were sitting very close to the entrance of this restaurant. It's a big restaurant, but it wasn't too crowded that night, but we were sitting right near the door. We're eating, you know, all of a sudden Antonio looks up and he says, Elaine? And I was like looking down at my plate and I was like, what? He's like, Elaine from Seinfeld just walked in. I was like, no way. And then I looked and it was really her. And, you know, we wanted to go up and talk to her, but we didn't want to just like, you know, bug her immediately. But later on that night, I kind of mustered up my courage to go say hello. And she was actually very, very nice. Apparently she was in Paris having a vacation with her family. And she wished us a happy anniversary because I told her we were also there for vacation. She said, oh, happy anniversary when I told her. Very exciting moment of our life.
Yeah, it's a great character.
Yeah. All right, let's see where I left off. Joni and Alicia. Hi, Joni and Alicia. Thank you for
Joni
watching.
and Alicia.
They say, loving this amazing concert. Karen Gennett says, bravo. Thank you so much. Cindy Boyer says, this cinches it. I loved every single piece. Bravo. Thank you so much, Cindy and Dave, for watching.
Thank you, Cindy and Dave.
And Mike Wizard, or Wizard, from, I read his comment earlier, says, nice tune. Thank you. I can't see what time you left that comment, so I'm wondering which tune that was, but it must have been one of the last 3 that we played.
Nice.
Thank you. Cecile says, thank you. Thank you, Cecile. My mom's watching. Hey, Mom. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Judy. Yay.
She says, congratulations. I loved it, especially Louvre Groove. Or is it is it Louvre Groove spelled Grouvre? We should have spelled it like that. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, Judy.
Siobhan says, thank you for the virtual trip abroad. I love every tune. Thank you.
Thank you, Siobhan.
Yeah. Jack and Bonnie. Hey, Jack and Bonnie.
Jack and Bonnie, thank you for watching.
Thank you so much. They say great performances, and we already love the album. Got it this morning. Thank you. I think you were actually the first people to purchase it, so you get the Gold Star Award. Thank you, Jack and Bonnie.
Thank you so much,
We're
Jack.
so glad you've been enjoying it. Jeff Wade down in Florida. Hey, Jeff. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Jack.
Jeff Wade. He says, just caught the last 10 seconds of the concert. Oh, that's okay. As soon as the live stream ends, the video will still be available if you'd like to watch it later tonight or any other time.
Just
Thank you so
remember
much,
that
Jeff.
always you have to go a little forward because we start streaming a little before.
We actually only started like 10 minutes early tonight. Exactly. So yeah, just scroll until you actually see us walking in the room.
Eventually we will do some kind of
cutting the videos that are already online.
Well,
yeah, it's gonna be a project soon. Dave Boyer says, wow, merci, Laura and Antonio. Mentioned maybe it was during the Great War that, during the Great War, 1914 and 1918, that African-American soldiers introduced France to jazz. Then the Hot Club of France followed. Absolutely, you're right, Dave. France has an amazing history of jazz. They really, really embraced it during that time period. And ever since, they just have had a thriving jazz scene there.
I always really thinking about that when I'm thinking in the beginning of jazz.
Yeah.
About Louisiana Territory and all these New Orleans and all this thing about how people especially in Paris, I'm not sure about all around, but especially there's people with a lot of strong attachment with the jazz. And I was thinking, well, there must be some relation because Louisiana Territory belonged to them.
Exactly. New Orleans is kind of French. So
at some point, I don't want to argue with anybody about that, but there is some connection, definitely.
There's definitely something like in their blood, I think.
Yes.
The jazz is strong over there for sure. And that was one of the reasons that we really wanted to travel to Paris. And boy, it definitely didn't disappoint. Thank you so much for spending this evening with us. We really can't tell you how much it means to us to have had a great audience here. We had a lot of people watching tonight.
Thank you so much.
See the numbers ticking over here. And just thank you for being a part of this special evening for us. This is our 8th album, and we're just so thrilled that it's finally out in the world for you to enjoy. Have a wonderful night, and we will see you back here tomorrow night for a Father's Day performance at 8:30 p.m. Yeah.
We have surprises.
We do. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.